Being nice or kind to others is a valuable trait to have, and there's nothing inherently wrong with it. But it can start to be a negative thing when it's something we do to avoid disappointing others, or to live up to an ideal image that we've been conditioned to believe exists. Many people pleasers live this way because they don't want to upset others and don't like confrontation, but in the long run they feel unhappy and discontent. It's pretty much impossible to be true to yourself when you're living in a way that's based on what you think others want. When you focus on others' needs and expectations instead of your own, you can develop low self-esteem and find yourself in a perpetual cycle of negativity and approval seeking. The Sigma male is anything but a people pleaser, as he doesn't care about fitting in and doesn't need others to give meaning to his life. He's always able to make it on his own, achieving success and fulfillment without giving in to the needs and wants of others. So when it comes to discovering how to stop being a people pleaser and start living in a way that instead caters to your needs, what can we learn from the Sigma male? Become self-aware. The Sigma is the biggest advocate for introspection, having reaped the benefits of regular self-reflection. One of these benefits is the great change that comes from looking inwards, studying ourselves with interest, curiosity, and, above all, respect, rather than judgment or denial. It may feel easier to ignore and deny certain thoughts and feelings, letting your subconscious deal with them instead, but when we welcome these uncomfortable thoughts and feelings into our awareness, we have the opportunity to learn from them and increase our own awareness of reality by being prepared to face personal truths. By doing this, you will get a better grip on your impulse to please others, and this will give you the option to react in other ways. The Sigma has a high level of self-awareness. He knows who he is and has an insight into his inner self, which means he never loses touch with who he is, what he desires, and who he wants to become. He has a purpose in life and doesn't have to impress anyone. Work on your self-awareness to establish a strong sense of identity, which will help you overcome being a people pleaser. Listen to your inner voice. The Sigma has a killer gut instinct, which he never ignores, and for good reason. To stop being a people pleaser, you need to pay attention to what your inner voice is telling you and not only listen to it, but believe it and take appropriate action. Your inner voice may be telling you someone is toxic and not worth your energy, or that you can't trust someone at work and therefore you can be more aware and proceed with caution. You'll meet many people throughout your life who will want things from you or to take advantage in some way, and if you don't possess the Sigma's personality traits, then you may find yourself becoming someone else's doormat in order to seek approval or validation. This will prevent you from being happy, finding fulfillment, and feeling capable of making your own decisions. Meditation is something many Sigmas practice that you can try to strengthen your inner voice. With practice, you'll find that your inner voice becomes so strong and loud that it doesn't become drowned out by other people around you. Meditation will also help to give you clarity on what your true desires are and how to achieve them. Establish boundaries. Due to his expert boundary setting capabilities, from the get-go, the Sigma doesn't have to worry about repercussions from not doing so. But if you're a people pleaser who suddenly tries to establish boundaries, you may have to then deal with those who become defensive or angry in response to those sudden limitations. It becomes easier once you realize the reason for this reaction says more about them than it does about you. They feel threatened by your newfound freedom and are irritated that they can no longer benefit from your trait of people pleasing. It's important to know your limits. Establish clear boundaries and clearly articulate them. Be clear and specific about what you are willing to do. Be honest if it's beyond the limits of your willingness. You can explain that you're only available at specific times, which hopefully ensures you have control over both what you are prepared to do and when you are happy to do it. You may feel apprehensive, even afraid to voice your true feelings at first, but remember that while those who don't matter may become angry and then fade into obscurity, you will be applauded for your efforts to live authentically by those who love and support you. Be honest, direct, and learn how to say no. It's important to be as open, sincere, and direct as all times like a Sigma male if you want to stop being a people pleaser. Be direct when you say no and avoid blaming other obligations or making up reasons as to why you can't participate. The Sigma knows that giving further explanation will allow others to poke holes in his excuse, giving them a chance to adjust their request in such a way that ensures his participation. So he just says no in a decisive tone, and that's the end of that. You must be strong and avoid the urge to add unnecessary details about your reasoning. It can be difficult to get used to at first, but you must remind yourself that no is a complete sentence. Don't avoid problems, solve them. One of the reasons that the Sigma has mastered the art of continuous self-improvement and personal growth is that he is a problem solver, not a problem avoider. And this doesn't only apply to his work or career, but to problems that appear in his personal life too. Most people immediately react to new worries by trying to get rid of them and the inevitable feelings that they bring. You may be used to trying everything in your power to avoid experiencing any amount of discomfort or pain, which just feeds your urge to please. Accept the problem, face it head on, and find a way around it. Otherwise, you'll only make things worse for yourself in the long run. Spend time alone. Living up to the label of lone wolf, the Sigma relishes his time alone, and so should you. Spending time alone is essential for your health, both mentally and physically. Modern society with its hyper-connected world gives us the impression that it's somehow a bad thing to be alone. As a result, you may automatically feel afraid of being by yourself in the case that you become lonely, anxious, or bored. But the reality is that spending time alone helps us to better understand our own thoughts, our feelings, and our needs, and what makes us happy or unhappy, and it helps us to know ourselves better, and that's helpful in so many ways, especially if you're prone to putting the needs of others first. Do you think the Sigma male cares about what other people think about him while he's enjoying his solitude? Of course not. There's no one else to please except himself. Accept yourself for who you are. One of the great things about living outside of the social hierarchy, like the Sigma male does, is that you have more freedom to truly accept yourself for who you are. Society enforces the idea that our flaws make us less perfect, leading to a lower sense of self-worth, but this is not true. This makes accepting your flaws very difficult and something that takes many years of introspective practice and objective contemplation, not only of yourself but of the world around you. If you're a people pleaser, you lose touch with who you are and believe your self-worth can be measured by how others perceive you. And the more time and energy you spend trying to please others, the less you have for yourself and the things that are important to you. So the solution is simple. Stop caring. Stop caring about what others think and accept yourself for who you are. Realize that it's okay not to be perfect. You are human and you make mistakes, and that's okay as long as you learn from them and are honest with yourself about how you can improve. When you finally start accepting yourself for you, eventually everyone else will jump on the bandwagon too. Be true to yourself. Understand the importance of being authentic. We are all unique individuals and should be able to act authentically and connect with who we are and our values instead of always having to do what others want or act in a way that isn't genuine. You shouldn't have to act in a way just to look good in someone else's eyes. The Sigma male shows he's strong enough to make his own decisions by not being afraid to stand his ground and to stick up for what he believes in. And if you're put on the spot and asked to do something or say something that you don't feel comfortable with, then don't just crumble. Dig your heels in and fight your corner. Show that you too are strong enough to make decisions for yourself, that you are your own person. While you can stop being a people pleaser, you shouldn't try to change who you are. Instead, embrace your uniqueness. Stay true to yourself and people will respect you much more for it. And finally, live in the moment. If you dwell on the past, you will only bring up negative feelings and emotions, perhaps experiencing waves of guilt or regret. If you can't let go of things that happened to you, then you've probably accepted what negative people in your past bullies or abusers have thought about you, leading to fear of disapproval, and therefore an urge to people please to compensate. And this keeps you imprisoned by the very people who caused you trauma, never allowing yourself to reach your full potential. There is a reason the Sigma lives mindfully in the present, not needing the approval from others, and it's because he refuses to be held back from being the best version of himself. If you think you are stuck in the past, you must learn to let go. Let go of the things that are weighing you down. Let go of toxic people in your life or those that have long been taking advantage of your kindness. To stop being a people pleaser, don't focus on past regrets. Focus on the here and now, and what steps you can take to progress on your journey to becoming the best and happiest version of yourself. I hope these Sigma tips on how to stop being a people pleaser will help you if you are finding it hard to pursue your own dreams and happiness. You must take back your precious time, prioritize your own needs, and remember that you can't please everyone. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please consider sharing and subscribing, and hit that notification icon so you'll be notified of all our future uploads. Until next time.